Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Plotlines. I'm your host, Connor, and we are live. How's everyone doing on this Ascension Day? I hope everyone has a good Ascension. Celebrate the feast well, and for most people, it will be celebrated as well on Sunday. We are here to discuss, or not discuss, I'll be giving a lecture on Altar and Throne, the organic state. And I hope everyone enjoyed the discussion with Charles Coulomb in the last episode. And I think it was a good introduction to the concept. And I'm going to sort of do a summary and expand on what I think about Altar and Throne and how we should see the concept going forward, as well as within the context of the series that I'm doing. Now, if you want to see the full series, I have a link in the description. Please check that out. And also, we are celebrating the fact that I've made it to 2,000 subscribers, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of all those who watch. What's amazing is almost 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you are one of those 80%, please feel free to subscribe. And thank you for watching, anyways, even if you don't. But yeah, so please like, share, comment, and subscribe so we can get more people to see this content, as it is very important. At least I think so. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. So let's begin. Altar and throne. Throughout all of history, man has worshipped and been ruled. Adam first ruled the animals and the earth with a responsibility to steward his domain granted to him by God. God saw him alone, and because man is a social creature, God took a rib from Adam's side to create a helper, the woman named Eve. Adam, as patriarch, ruled his family before the fall. His sons, Cain and Abel, offered their sacrifices to God, though Abel, the shepherd, provided the preferred sacrifice. These are the basics of civilization: the altar and throne. It was unified from Adam to Melchizedek until the separation of rule between the priesthood of Levi and somewhat personal rule of God. After the failed rule of the judges, the Israelites requested a king, which was in their rights via a constitutional provision in Deuteronomy. Debacles regarding the incorrect choice of Saul as their king led to civil war, in which kingship was settled upon David of the tribe of Judah, according to the prophecies and God's command to Samuel. God led his people from patriarchy, as authority is derived from the Father because of God the Father, to a community governed by the laws of Moses, and then finally to a kingdom. The kingship of the Hebrews contained many similarities with Christian monarchies, such as the coronation and being made a son of God, which foreshadowed baptism and prepared the kingship to uh, be inherited by Jesus. David was also made a priest, so there was a unity again with altar and throne. Jesus inherited the kingship of David, as he was of the house of David and referred to as the son of David. As Jesus is God, God restored his direct rulership over the kingdom of Israel, which was transformed into the Catholic Church. His Jesus gave priestly authority to St. Peter and the apostles as the first pope and the first bishops. Jesus' temporal authority was maintained under the kingdom of God and on earth, which is referred to as the social kingship of Christ. There was no Christian king until the conversion of the Roman Empire. The paganism of the Roman Empire precluded the early church from having the alliance of altar and throne as the Hebrews did. This would change under Theodosius the Great, as he linked citizenship with baptism. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire and the Catholicization of the barbarians led to various Christian kings, creating many of the nations of Europe that we think of today. Clovis is the founder of France. Otto can be considered the founder of Germany under the Holy Roman Empire. Alfred and Edward the Confessor founded England. The kings of Asturias did battle with the Muslims, leading to the creation and conquest of hundreds of years later. These kingdoms have all been deeply linked with the Catholic Church. Some of them were crowned by the popes themselves, and others by major archbishops of their nations. This is the organic state and society. These states weren't created by written constitutions. They were not formulated by ideologies. They were merely the development you can see when a boy grows into manhood. There's nothing new within the man when he reaches manhood, though he is no longer a boy. Liberalism and revolution were the attack on the organic state which all mankind has been ruled by. Liberal philosophers advocated the destruction of altar and throne because they believed that man needed to be freed from the organic society because the state of nature was where man was most free. The problem is there is no such state of nature as I've described. Through the story of the Bible, there has always been alliance and sometimes singular leadership under altar and throne. Kings are givers of freedom and protectors of liberty, but people's gripes come when their desires break natural law. This is why we have criminals, and these criminals tore down the organic society. The king upholds natural law. Some may argue that the Bible is not enough to go upon to prove the non-existence of the state of nature. I say to you all that all you have to do is look at the other ancient societies in which some form of alternative altar and throne existed in the pagan world. Many of the kings were considered divine. Of course, the divinity was false, though their authority came from God, even if they denied him. The state of nature philosophers had to create their own fiction about man to do exactly what the serpent did in the garden, which was to overthrow the harmony of the organic society of altar and throne, as he did with Adam and Eve. The serpent went after Eve, just as many revolutions use women as their symbol of liberty, such as Lady Liberty and the French woman raising the tricolor in the famous painting. During the French Revolution, man sat around and accepted the rebellion in the garden, as many accepted the revolutions from the 1600s to the 21st century. These revolutions have built societies almost out of nothing, and what they have brought us, and what have they brought us if not degeneracy and disorder? The written constitutions of the American variety and the French variety have not lasted or secured order because they can't. They are built on falsities. As the enemies of altar and throne have built their alternatives, the counter-revolutionaries desperately try to maintain the organic society as the altar of God is threatened. This is seen through the rising of the Vendée, the Carlist Wars, the Cristeros, the Papal Zouaves, and the Catholic German resistance in World War II. It is our obligation by virtue of being laymen that we must restore the organic society. It will not look like past societies in every way because every society has been through different crises, wars, revolutions, and cultural creations. We will look to the counter-revolutionary movements for inspiration, guidance, and principles through the rest of the series. And that is the principle of the lecture. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer. I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming future of this series. The plan is to talk about how betrayal is a deeply connected part of the failures of counter-revolutions and how it's inherent in human beings that this would be the case. We will also be discussing counter-revolution in general as a topic in the upcoming weeks. Probably in June, this will take place. And I will be on AI Shire Tori's channel later in the day. I think at 3 p.m. Central Time. So I hope all of you join me there. And thank you for listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast, please leave a 5-star review. And thank you, everyone. God bless.